Yo, what's up, people? How are you? There's this nasty grey cloud. Well, not going to start tipping down on us, but I think it's supposed to be alright for the rest of the day. But I was looking, there's supposed to be a few unsettled days coming up next week, so alright. I feel a bit of a spot of rain now, but yeah. So, hope everyone's well today. So I was just having a look on, we'll talk about it in a sec, but just wait for some people to join. But yeah, just been looking at some ways to make money and stuff like. So something I was looking at today is like Facebook Marketplace, but I'm gonna talk about how I could possibly do that and how people can do that. I mean, I was watching some videos of people doing it and some people making good money. Yeah. Basically, what you do is you would go and look at some listings on there and some kind of prices you can get, and then you could then flip it for a profit, basically. Obviously, it's not 100%, but depends on what you're getting, really. You have to kind of. There's actually free postings on there. Some people actually made profit doing that. You see a lot of like couches and sofas and stuff on there. It's like yeah. So some people might just flip a bunch of couches. Some of them are like completely for free, and then you can relist it yourself as to make money. Hi, Cheese 67 T34 in the UK. What about you? I was wondering if I could actually flip it to eBay, because what I could do is, so apparently you could just put free listings on eBay, and say you want a Facebook Marketplace, list it onto eBay, see if anyone wants to buy it on there, and then like make some money. You just hello Jake, how you doing? Hope you well. You're from the UK, are you? Okay, cool. Welcome in. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, everybody. That would be great. So hit that like button as well. Come on, we've got 11 people in the chat. Only one person has liked the live. Come on, guys. So yeah, I was just looking at how to make money off Facebook Marketplace by flipping items. Some call it reselling or flipping, but yeah, it's just is it something that anyone's actually looked into doing or done themselves? Just wondering if it's worth doing. But it's, oh yeah, thank you for subbing, nice one. So I'm just wondering if it's worth flipping some items like couches and what other things. I saw like someone were like buying cheap like secondhand games consoles with games and stuff, and then flipping those to make some profit. Whether I then list them like individually and like kind of make some money off that, but yeah, it's just there's going to be some risks and stuff, but like you can mitigate it if you're doing. But it's just anyway, you got to see what kind of prices they're going for, and then kind of weigh up whether it's worth buying it at that price. Yeah, I'm gonna just like go and do a little workout today. So that's my plan anyway. So yeah, so it's just something I was looking into about, flipping things, making profit. But it could be things like I don't know, couches, tables, whatever. I don't know about tables, whether you could make anything of that, but there's different items and stuff. The only thing with like things like couches, I don't drive, so that's a bit of a, could be a bit of an issue. Unless I knew someone that could help me out with that, but then you'd have to pay for like, to like have someone help you out with that. So yeah, it is what it is. Someone giving away free apples. I think they've grown them in the garden or something. Yeah, I will be doing a workout session, so there'll be a while until I get there. So hang on, everybody, and yeah. So stuff like Nintendo Switches are a good one for that. But yeah, anything, I guess, like, like consoles that are like in demand, that are gonna, people are actually looking to buy them. So yeah, a lot of like, kids will want to buy them, or a lot of parents will want to buy it for their kids as like a present. It might even be a good time to really get into it now because it's coming up to Christmas. So there'll be a lot of people. I suppose they won't get them second hand, I suppose, but not for Christmas. No, they wouldn't do that unless they're like really broke. Yeah, maybe if they're like really broke or something and they can't afford like a new console or something. But yeah, just there's some people out there that just want to like cheap second hand console or something, and then so it could be a way to make money. Some people have said that they could make up to about $1,000 a week, something like that. So it's like $4,000 a month, probably about £3,000 a month, just off like flipping items and stuff. But it's just like, knowing what to buy. But yeah, it's just. But yeah, I remember I had a Game Boy back in the day, and a Nintendo DS and all that stuff. PSP I had as well. Like, playing on those because, they were like handhelds or like portable. So you could take them with you anywhere and just play on them. So they're quite handy for that, really. But yeah, just so I've just been looking into so something of like a hustle that you can do to make some extra money, And it could be something you could invest that money into other things. Like, for example, you could, put some of the profits into, like, say, property investing or something to make even more money. Or you could just invest it into, like, some, high yield account or something to make some more money that way. So there's ways that you could, like, invest your money to make even more. So let's say you're making $3,000 a month on reselling or whatever, and then you could put that money into other things to make even more money, to really like accelerate it more. But house clearances and take it all to a car boot, you would just need a van. Yeah, I don't drive, that's the only thing. So unless I knew someone that could help me out with it, but they could be quite expensive to hire. So like to have, not hire, I mean to have someone do it. I mean, it'd be expensive enough just to hire one, but I wouldn't be able to drive it. So unless someone else could help me out with that. I just have never got around to it, and it's just because right now it would just be too expensive. Like, I'm trying to keep my costs down right now, and I just have, I don't want to have to go through the hassle of all that, and I don't even know if I can really trust myself behind the wheel of a car anyway. So I don't know. It'd just be a lot of stress to me that I'd rather let someone else drive. I don't know. It's bad enough when I'm on a bicycle, let alone a car. Fuck me. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know if it's still possible to do, but it's just like, yeah, if I had someone that could help out and maybe they drive a van or something, then we just do it as like a kind of joint thing, like a joint venture or something. I don't know. Maybe I could do that where someone could help out and we split the profits or something. I don't know. And all I'd have to do is just like help out with it and like trying to get items listed and stuff, and they help out with the other side of it, maybe something like that. So there, it's just I don't know anyone that could do that really right now. Where I could just be listing items, just spend like an hour just trying to like, find items, list them, things like that. And then I'd have someone else just do all the kind of distributing it or something. Well, you can like use certain apps like to do that. I know there's like, I think they do that on TaskRabbit, but then how much would that end up costing, sort of thing? Hello, Carol. How you doing? I hope you're well. I mean, I don't know if like Richard could help, but it's just I don't think he's got. I mean, he's got a car, but then if you like say flipping items like chairs and things like that, could be taking up quite a lot of space. So I'd have to talk to him more about it, really, about the idea. You talk about car boot sales, but then they cost money to rent, so you have to make sure that you're making profit still. So there's risks whenever you're having to like do all that, because you're not certain even gonna. My dad did something like where he sold knives actually, but the problem is that I think they were samurai swords or something or whatever they were. I don't know, but they were like popular at the time. But the problem was that they changed the rules or something. Hello, Michael. How you doing? I hope you're well. So you couldn't like do that anymore. So then I couldn't sell them on eBay anymore or something. So then he had to like he sold a few at like a car boot sale, I think, but it's just I think he's still actually made it, but it's kind of risky, It's just I don't know, but yeah, I've just got looking into some ideas like that, just as Richard was telling me about like this app called, well, it's just a website. It's called Music Magpie. So you could like say go into a charity shop or something or a thrift shop or whatever and just buy some like old CDs or something quite cheaply. Well, before you buy them, you would put them on. Well, you would scan it on Music Magpie or something, and then they would tell you how much they would give you for it. That way, you can't lose. You don't want to buy it and then it ends up not being worth anything or nothing much. So you have to make sure you can still make a profit. So yeah, I don't know. I have no intention of doing lessons. Yeah. And the more people tell me to do it, then the more I don't want to do it. Like, I don't know, I hate the thought of driving and I don't need to do it. I prefer to just walk everywhere if possible. I don't like the idea of being behind a wheel and I don't know. And there's a lot of liabilities to it. There's a lot of stress. A lot, like the insurance, the MOT, all that shit, things can go wrong. It's like, when it comes to my own body, it's like, I'm pretty confident in that, There's a lot more that can go wrong. The more technology you have, the more that can go wrong. It gets even worse with these like electric cars and stuff and shit going wrong with that. So I just rather not deal with the stress of it all. It's not worth having to go through the whole hassle of getting it just to then end up stressing myself out. And it's supposed to make it easier, but I guess for certain people it's necessary, but for me it's not. So yeah. I don't know. But it was just an idea. I'm not saying I'll definitely do it, but like this flipping thing, but it's just it could make some people some money if it's like something you want to do. Obviously, do your research and all that, but yeah, I like to throw ideas out there to people because there's a lot of people who are like kind of struggling and stuff that could help them make ends meet and stuff. But yeah, I was actually looking at some other things. Like I was thinking about wanting to grow food at some point as well. So that was something else I wanted to look into. Maybe once I get my own land, I might do that. I can't really do it where I am right now because even if I did it in pots, like because it's a shared area, it's like a communal garden and whatever. It's bullshit, really. But once I get my own space, so maybe I would just use land for that and grow and stuff. But yeah, so I was looking at how to do that, and it didn't seem too complicated, but I can be a bit kind of like, I don't know, overthink things really and just never actually get around to it. Think, oh, what if it goes wrong or something? What if all my work ends up being for nothing? What if all that money and time I put into it in the first place is for nothing? But you have to take certain risks and stuff. But this is why a lot of people don't even get started when it comes to like the gym. It's just they have to go and get a personal trainer because they don't trust that they can actually do it. So I was like actually wanting to do like personal training as well, but I don't know anybody really that I could do. I was going to try and help Richard with his exercise and stuff, and try and get him into a good like routine and what have you. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's lost any more weight. I think he said he put a bit back on, but hello, maybe it's Fred. Yeah, okay, thank you. Sorry, hang on, what was I saying? Yeah, you too. Yeah, yeah. You have a great day. Thank you for the 6 likes, everybody. Yeah, it's just a bit slow, isn't it, really? But it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe I should like join up with somebody else, and maybe I'd feel a bit more confident if I did that. It's just difficult to like. For me, it's difficult to because sometimes I don't trust in myself to be able to do it. So I need some help, but then again, that can eat into profits and stuff if you're relying on anybody else. But they could do part of the work and then it makes it more efficient. I don't know. Sometimes you both have your own skills, but it's just sometimes I feel like I don't know. No matter what I end up doing, it's just not going to work. That's just how I am, and I struggle to kind of get out of that mindset and just. I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm just walking at the moment. Yeah, Minnie, welcome back. So I'm going to do a little workout soon. Just got to like walk down to the place. But yeah. And I can just be a very stubborn person at times, and that can also be something that I struggle with. And sometimes it can be a good thing, but then oftentimes it can be a bad thing because I'll get into certain ideologies or whatever, and certain belief systems, and I can be very like militant in a sense, and very I don't know, just very kind of closed-minded in some ways, and just very stuck to what I'm doing, and yeah, so that can be a bit of an issue. Fred says, okay. So that's the problem. It's like sometimes I could be quite. If someone's trying to give advice, I can get quite, defiant about it, and even more want to just stick to my guns and not listen to anybody. So I think there's a way of people giving advice without it coming across as like pushy or you know, almost like condescending or whatever in cases. But I don't know. Sometimes I just feel a bit lost and just kind of, what am I even doing? You know, I'll have so many different ideas, but never actually get around to doing any of them. I think that's the problem. You have this brain that's just like, going at a million miles an hour and constantly getting distracted with different thoughts. And so maybe I should just buy some land, just a cheap bit of land, a cheap like mobile home or something, maybe a second-hand one, just because, yeah, I'm just. So I was thinking maybe I'll just end up living a solitary life. I don't know, because at this point I'm just like, is there any point in trying to like find a woman? If it's meant to happen, it'll happen. But it's like, so I was thinking, oh, maybe if I try and go and live, like in a quiet place in my own land, then I would be cutting myself off from opportunities like that. But then I shouldn't be basing my life around, sort of trying to get or start a family or anything. It's like I've got to put myself first, and like, because all that stuff could just end up like be draining financially and cause a lot of stress if you end up with the wrong person. And it's like, if I'm going to do something, it has to be once I've already like set myself up and in a way where it's like things can be taken care of a lot better. And they say you have to be selfish to be selfless. So it's about prioritizing my own needs first, making sure that I have my life set up in a way where I feel, self-actualized and actually have true confidence. Because right now I have certain things in my head. Trying to get with some woman would just end up, it would be more of a distraction, but there'd still be this sense of void inside that would be like, because a lot of people try and use somebody else just to try and fill some void, but they never feel totally satisfied. It's like, if you're with someone, it should be for the right reasons, not to try and not to be needy and all this kind of shit because of a sense or whatever. We should be doing it because of that connection and whatever. But it's like, yeah, there's a lot of like, people with like codependency issues and stuff like that. So we have to learn to do what's right for ourselves first. Then we're at a point where we feel happy in ourselves, then we can then be more of a source of attraction to be able to give to somebody else. They will resonate a lot better with you once you're at that point. So maybe I'm just not really in the right place to be doing that right now anyway, but but it's like, I'm not going to let them stop me from doing what I want to do. If I want to go and live like a more of an off-grid kind of life or whatever, then that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to let that stop me. Because I was talking with Richard about this, and he said, oh, what if, it's not going to be attractive to women. It's like, I don't give a fuck then, whatever, Do whatever I have to do. If it's not attractive to them, then, I'm sure we could find a way if we really wanted to. So, it's like I would be inviting them into my world. I'm not going to change my world to accommodate them, because they probably wouldn't even do the same for me anyway. So it's like, it's like a lot of times guys get with someone and they end up being like financially destroyed because they're always wanting to go out on trips. They're always wanting to go out to bars and go to expensive restaurant and shit like that, and I have no interest in doing that, you know. So you have to think about, you know, what do you value? Do you value autonomy? Because a lot of people end up lacking that. They can't even make their own decisions. They're like, they feel locked in, and they're like that they have to do a certain thing and say, instead of saying no, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna go spend fucking £100 on a meal, you know, because they probably just had the cheapest thing that they had available. Sometimes they'll expect you to pay for their shit, but it's like, well, you're supposed to go there, so if that's what you want to do, you fucking pay for it then. I mean, they should probably pay for me as well if that's what they want to do. If you want to go out for a meal, you fucking pay for it, you know. And it's like, because like I didn't choose this. Like I would just be choosing a more minimal lifestyle of just, you know, like I said, I'm thinking about actually growing my own food possibly at some point. If I feel like I'm ready to do that, I think it'd be great to do some of my own food, wouldn't it? Because then you know where it's come from. It's going to be more organic that way. A lot of the stuff that's labelled organic's all the BS. It's expensive. So if I can grow my own food and it's like good quality, then, and it's free. Yeah, there's a bit of work to start off with, but it's like you can like grow. You can just put like these seed potatoes and you just like grow hundreds of them from that, just a few of those. And it's like you can have like a few kilograms worth of potatoes. Like how many kilograms would that be? Probably like, I don't know, like 10, 20 kilograms, let's say. It's going to last you for ages, probably last you for months. So by that time, you could grow more potatoes, and so you can pretty much have like a year-long supply of potatoes from just a few seed potatoes. I mean, it's like the same with carrots. You can make loads just from a few seeds that you just sprinkle. You know, it's like I think there's something quite magical about that. Seeing there'd be something. I mean, yeah, it's just something quite special about that. We've lost connection to the food that we eat. So it'd be great to like do something like that, just growing some potatoes and whatever, growing some carrots and what else? I was looking into tomatoes, but they do look a bit more complicated to grow. But I saw that you might want to have a cage to. So I was like, yeah. So I was looking into some of that. So I'm not really. I don't know like anything about. I don't know what's going on here, but you're coming in, so I might have to restart, guys. Suns T2T. I was just about to restart, but welcome in, Suns. How you doing? So I was talking about maybe I should at some point try and grow food. Like I said, I should probably get some land and do it on that, really. But yeah, because right now I can't do it where I live because I'm in this flat, and yeah. I mean, I could get an allotment, but then, you know, you're just kind of limited with that, really. A network, okay, I don't know. It's like you're limited with what are you talking about on my end or on other people's end? I don't know, but yeah, it's like, yeah, you could get yourself an allotment, but it's like, do you really want to be doing that? I mean, it's going to cost money for a start. It's not going to cost a lot, but it's like, in the long run, it could set you back like thousands. Like, yeah, it's a lot of people are doing it today and not yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just like, I don't know. Just been looking into things, possibly. But then again, you might need some license. I don't know. I've not into all that, but don't blame you. Yeah, like I said, I was looking into like an off-grid lifestyle. I'd probably get some like solar thing. I've already got like this mini solar panel thing with a generator, but I do want to try and start using that at some point once I get my own land. There'll be something so kind of like freeing about being self-sufficient, I think, or at least being partly self-sufficient, where you would like have your own bit of land, you'd have your own, you know, you produce your own energy, and yeah, maybe I'd have to look into composting as well, because that could actually, I've looked into a thing called humanure, which is basically composting your own dirt. Obviously, humanure, so it's manure from humans, so it's humanure. Get it? Are you going? Oh shit! What the fuck? The fucking hate it when people do that shit. Fucking beeping their fucking horns. It pisses me off. Like, yeah. I wish they didn't have those fucking annoying fucking horns. Sometimes they're kind of necessary, but I don't know. It's just when people are randomly, it's like when I'm kind of like just, sometimes people beep at you when it's like I'm kind of just not looking at, kind of doing something else, and then they try and just, I don't know, it's just annoying. Kind of makes me jump. It's like, anyway, I'm gonna restart, I think. I might actually get off and, so I might just get a few bits from the shop first, and then I'm gonna do a workout. So yeah, so I should be back soon, but time we are now, 14:47. So yeah, guys, back in a bit. All right, bye for now.